Welcome, everyone. Hi. Hi. Woo! Good to I'm so happy to see you. I'm Charlotte Cohen, the Executive Director of Brooklyn Arts Council, and I'm not a tall person, so I'm going to step from behind the podium so you can actually see me. But that means I'm going to be shuffling some papers, too. Congratulations to all the artists in the room. Fantastic. You are grantees, our grantees on this, the 39th year that Brooklyn Arts Council has been providing grants to Brooklyn artists and cultural groups. These grants are from the City of New York, the Department of Cultural Affairs for the city, and the New York State Council on the Arts, as well as the Borough President and NYC and Company Foundation. And they put city and state dollars into the hands of artists and organizations. This kind of funding sustains the support that artists need while helping to place them on the global stage that Brooklyn has grown to represent as a worldwide destination for arts and culture. And wasn't that proven last week with the Whitney Museum's announcement that a full 1/3 of the artists in their biennial exhibition are from Brooklyn. That's a pretty staggering statistic when you consider that it's a national survey exhibition. The other night, I went to a dance performance at the Joyce Theater, and I sat next to a man who was the childhood teacher of Camille Brown, the performer we were about to watch. In her youth, he saw her spark and nurtured it, and now she has her own world-renowned dance company and choreographs Broadway shows. So I can't claim she's from Brooklyn, she's from Queens, but that was a beautiful serendipitous moment, and she actually did appear in a Brooklyn Arts Council program a while ago. I thank my own teachers and mentors, and all of you who do that for others. It may sound dramatic, and you may not think of your creative practice this way, but you save lives. So I hear this from teenagers who discovered that a musical instrument can provide a special focus to their lives. And when I see artwork by older adults from our Sue Casa Creative Aging Program hanging in a public space in their own neighborhood, their creativity on view for the first time. Because of you, people realize their capabilities, skills, critical thinking, expression, and opinions. The work you do is really important. You must know that. And your commitment to make it in a city that can be a challenging place to live and work makes this the vital place it is. I truly believe that we live in the best city in the world, where a young girl from Queens becomes a star on the stage, where I randomly meet the person who helped her achieve all of her potential, and where we come full circle together to inspire and enrich others with the power of service to our communities. Now I'm proud to introduce the new chair of BOC's Board of Directors as of this past fall, Tony Williams, to say a few words.
Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you for the love, Brooklyn. Good evening, and on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Brooklyn Arts Council, I welcome you to the Brooklyn Arts Council's Regrant ceremony. I'm honored to be here as the new chair of the board to celebrate the artists and arts organizations of Brooklyn who are receiving this year's community arts grants. Our mission is to invest in the arts. Each of these grants demonstrates our commitment to keeping the arts local, vibrant, relevant, sustainable throughout the borough of Brooklyn. We're creating and sustaining an arts ecosystem. Each of these grants is an investment in your work. You, in turn, invest in your communities, and the communities reinvest in your work by their support, and the cycle continues and hopefully expands. It's the circle of arts and the economy. Listen, back in the day, Spike Lee received a grant from the Brooklyn Arts Council. He's now an Oscar Award winner. And the Tony, yes, let's give him a hand, right? That is so huge for Brooklyn. And the Tony Award-winning playwright Susan Laurie Parks talked about our investment in her career and how it supported her confidence, increased her visibility, and enhanced her brand. Quadrine Lewis Allen, founder of Made in Brownsville, was Crane's 2018 40 Under 40, and he's making a difference in the equity space. Lori Cumbo, our city council majority leader, received her first grant for Mikado, and we all know the trail she is blazing and the difference she is making for cultural organizations in the city. Let's give all of those folks a round of applause. Tonight, we celebrate you, the artists and arts organizations that are a critical part of our cultural landscape, and we applaud your important contributions to visual arts, music, dance, and theater. It's unthinkable what life would be without the arts. What a void. Art has an extraordinary ability to heal, lift spirits, inform, and provoke social change. Thank you for your passion, your sacrifice, your generosity, and most of all, your work. However, you are not alone. There are many patrons and art enthusiasts in the borough. I would like to take a moment to thank our BOC board members. If you all could just stand up so we can give you a round of applause for all your great work, for your leadership, your ideas, and your support. We have many more. They're not here, but we have one dynamic board of directors. You guys are so blessed with that. I would also like to extend a thank you to our funders who provide crucial support for this program. New York State Council on the Arts and the support of Governor Andrew Cuomo and the New York State Legislature, the Greater New York Arts Development Fund of New York City, Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the New York City Council, and Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, and NYC and Company Foundation. So if you would give them a round of applause. It's a cold night, but we have a number of speakers that will be joining us, so we want to give them a thank you as well. We have NYSCA Executive Director Mara Manis. She's here with us tonight, doing a lot of great things for us here in the state of New York. We have the Commissioner, Tom Finkelpearl of DCA. Let's give him a round of applause. Ooh. And we have the Borough President will be joining us a little later today. And guess who just walked in? And I was just getting ready to say her name, the incredible City Council Majority Leader, Lori Cumbo. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much for joining us. So thanks to everyone for joining us this evening, and once again, congratulations, and thank you for all you do in Brooklyn. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tony, for your leadership and all that you do for Brooklyn Arts Council. BOC receives funds from the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs through their Greater New York Arts Development Fund, as Tony just mentioned. The fund helps develop Brooklyn artists and arts organizations and audiences through its support of theater, dance, literature, multidisciplinary, and other art forms. This year, we distributed over $570,000. That's an enormous amount of money, to 158 projects led by artists across Brooklyn, and I'm so happy now to introduce DCA's Commissioner, Tom Finkelpearl.
So thank you so much. It's just an honor to be here. I do have to say that I have to run out to another event after this. So if you see me walking out, it's not because I don't love Brooklyn and Brooklyn artists. So we did a cultural plan a couple of years ago. I remember being joined by Madam Cumbo at one of those events, packed events here in Brooklyn. And one of the things that's quite clear is it's a very expensive city to live in. And we got to give more money, figure out more money, ways to get more money to artists. So we doubled the amount of money, and now we have tripled the amount of money we're giving to the arts councils. Not just Brooklyn, although Brooklyn is big and vibrant. We're doing it in Queens, Staten Island, the Bronx, Manhattan, et cetera. So getting money to individual artists, to small organizations is crucial. I mean, looking around the room, the talent in this borough is just unsurpassed. I mean, I know some people in the room, I know the quality of the work that's being done here, and it's just such an honor. So by the way, don't thank me. This is your money. You are taxpayers, so I'm happy that some of this money coming back into your pockets. So can we have you give yourselves a hand? Thank you so much. So anyway, so that's all I really want to say. I do have to leave early. I'm so happy to be here. I'm going to stick around for a little bit. So on behalf of the mayor, congratulations to everybody in this room who is a recipient of those fantastic grants run for this fantastic Arts Council. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much. Tonight we have the pleasure of experiencing the work of local arts support grant recipient, White Wave, Young Soon Kim Dance Company. White Wave strives to be a potent stimulus for progress and expansion of the dance arts world by creating dance works, producing dance concepts, and educating through dance classes. Tonight you'll see Brother Plus One, an excerpt from Eternal Now, which premiered at BAM's Fisher Theater in 2014. Please welcome White Wave Dance. In addition to city funding, we receive funds from the New York State Council on the Arts through its decentralization program. The local arts support Regrant program allowed us to provide over $110,000 to 28 projects this year. Local art support funds a variety of arts programming around the borough, including performances, exhibitions, festivals, public art, pop-up galleries, and more. Bach is proud to be NYSCA's longtime partner in Brooklyn. Join me in welcoming NYSCA's Executive Director, Mara Manis.
Hi, all. It's so great to be back here. It's my third year in the job, and I was here the first year not long after I started, I thought, wow, I could do this every day. What an amazing, just such an amazing experience, and to see the artists in No Sprung Floor, and they did a fabulous job. So I just wanted to say congratulations to all the artists in the room. You make our lives richer. You make our communities healthier. And today I heard this wonderful, I was at a convening about arts and justice, and I heard someone say that the power of making art together allows us to see each other. And I feel like in these times, these tough times, that you can't underestimate the value of that, to see each other. So I was really moved by that. So congratulations to all the award winners tonight. Congratulations to all the artists in the room. We are thrilled to be your longtime partner. So NISCA, we fund in 62 counties, all 62 counties of the state. We have a very small staff relative to our breadth. We make 1,100 grants directly and another 1,300 indirectly, and we do that through our Regrant partnerships. And our DEC partnership, the one that Charlotte referred to as our largest, we have 27 Regrant partners, and our partners are of such value to us because they understand the local ecology. They're our boots on the ground. We could not be as effective as we are at the agency without our partners. So many, many thanks to Bach. You've been our partner since 1972. NISCA was born in 1960, so for almost our whole life. So we are very grateful for the excellent work you do. I wanted to say a couple of, not really housekeeping, but just some updates about NISCA. I don't know if any of you in the room attended our strategic planning workshop this past year. We are in the middle of strategic planning, which will inform probably our 2021 and our 2022 grant making. Our 2020 application portals is open and will close on March 28th. And we're really excited to have gone around the state and around the city listening to really all of our, hopefully many, many of our constituents. We reached about 1,000 people in our initial phase of our work. And we're really looking to figure out how we could be most responsive to the field. So thank you if you joined us, and stay tuned if you haven't yet. We are launching with I Love New York, we're launching a joint tourism arts feed by the end of the quarter. So you'll be able to go on our site and list your events, and they will also appear on I Love New York's event site. And we're looking forward to doing that and to really showcasing your work in an even greater way. We do have a newish website. We were a Webby Award finalist, and if you haven't submitted photos or videos of your work, please do so. You can do so on our site. If you have questions about that, you can reach Ronnie Reich, our public information officer. But all the specs are on our site, and we really would appreciate your submitting your videos and any footage, pictures, because we regularly change out our pages. We're also going to be installing a video screen in our reception areas, so your videos will go up there too. So just another reason to submit videos, if I haven't made that point clear enough. I just want to say I'm thrilled to be here on behalf of Governor Andrew Cuomo, the legislators. We are in the budget dance. The state budget comes out April 1st. If you do receive support from NISCA, please let your legislators know how important that is to you. That would mean a lot to us. People always ask us, how can we get more money from NISCA? How can we help NISCA's budget grow? We cannot appeal directly for support to NISCA, right? We are part of the state, but our grantees and the field can let the legislators know how much our support means to you. So many thanks for considering, if you're considering that, we would really appreciate that. With that, I'm going to turn it back to Charlotte. It's just a joy to be here. I hope I get to say hello to you. If I don't, please come say hello to me. I won't be here for the whole reception, but I'll be here for at least the start of it, and I'd really like to meet you and find out who exactly you are besides your name on the page. So thank you so much.
Okay, Now, I'm really excited to announce our next speaker, but she really needs absolutely no introduction. Everyone knows our City Council Majority Leader, Lori Cumbo. Let's give Lori a round of applause. We don't have a better champion for art and culture in the borough or in the city. You are fabulous. And just a little bit about Lori, yeah, sit back down, just 3 sentences, it'll be quick. I think everybody knows this, but just in case they don't, Lori represents the 35th District in Brooklyn, including the neighborhoods of Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, Crown Heights, Prospect Heights, and Bed-Stuy. In addition to founding Makata, Lori's work has contributed to the growth of some of Brooklyn's key cultural institutions and initiatives, including Prospect Park, the Brooklyn Museum, the Brooklyn Children's Museum, and the Downtown Brooklyn Cultural District. Just last year, Bach was proud to honor Lori at our Alive with Art benefit. So one more time for Lori Cumbo.
You come up now. It's only when people know you when you were a little girl and a teenager that they can still tell you, sit back down until I call you back up here. But good evening. I am so happy to be here. As it was noted by Tony, that I was sitting in your shoes, in your seats, not so long ago. I remember when I founded Mokata, it was so difficult in that chicken and egg scenario when everyone wants to know who's funding you before they fund you, but nobody's funding you. And how do you break out of that? You know, it was one of those. And the Brooklyn Arts Council was very much that. The Brooklyn Arts Council is very much that organization that supported the organization before all the bigger organizations began to fund you. And that's why this grant is really so critical and so important, because for so many, this is going to be the entree into so many other sources of funding. To get that Brooklyn Arts Council stamp of approval is so critical, it's so important, and it's so meaningful. And that's why I continue to fight for the Brooklyn Arts Council and so many of our organizations throughout the borough, because these initial seed grants are really so important. And for me, I see it on a whole nother level now as a city council member. I really ran because I wanted to be the art voice. I wanted to be the champion for the arts, because it was so hard sitting in your seat and people like not getting it, not understanding that we are what is making Brooklyn and the city of New York what it is. We are why people come here. We are the creative energy. We are the soul. We are the innovation. And yet, it's so severely taken for granted. Like, you're just so wonderful and amazing and so fantastic, but I'm not going to put a dime into that. And that has become so frustrating when you're fighting for dollars, when we are the #1 tourism resource generating economy in New York City. We are why people are in those hotel rooms. We are why people are taking trains and planes and buses and automobiles to be here. We are the industry of New York City. And I tell you, I'm continuing to fight to bring those resources home. So just want to let you know. I'm proud of some of the initiatives we're doing in the city council. We want to see more women and people of color in public art representations all throughout the city. We are launching our first, and it's the first, but so many more are going to come and need to come, of Shirley Chisholm that will be created right in front of Prospect Park. I'm totally proud of that. I was able to get in there and see that the Percent for Art program had not been changed in 30 years. The same $1.4 million they were giving out 30 years ago, I was able to push the envelope to $4.6 million, tried for 10, but I got there. I was able to create a program called Utility Relief, and Utility Relief is relieving cultural institutions that are on city-owned property that were paying exorbitant amounts of utility costs. Now they can use that for programming and educational events and so on. Organizations like 651, like BRIC, like Weeksville are going to benefit from that. We were able to double the CASA program, the Cultural After School Adventures program. We were able to infuse money into the Su Casa program. We were able to increase art teachers in our schools. And I'm fighting for now, this is going to be the fight of my life, and I hope that I get this, but I'm fighting for universal after school. The school day ends at 2:30 is not working, okay? I'm a mama now, and thank God my son is in daycare. He gets out at 6 o'clock, thank God. Because by the time 2:30 comes, I just got to work and got my coffee and went to the bathroom one time, and it's over. Like, we need a full work day. So I'm definitely fighting for that. And I'm mentioning these things because I also need you in your spaces and conversations to start championing so many of these different elements that we're talking about. I'm also trying and working very hard. Brooklyn is booming, right? Brooklyn is booming. I want to tie the development growth that is happening here to the artistic energy that is rising up throughout Brooklyn. We can no longer have these huge conglomerate mega buildings being built with no accountability to the arts community that made this a viable place in the first place. So I'm fighting for that. I also want to say we expanded and doubled the amount of funding for the Theaters of Color initiative. When I came into the council, there were only 8 theaters that were getting funded. There are now 30 organizations all throughout the 5 boroughs, all races and religions, that are now being supported by that initiative. And finally, just want to bring your attention to the last one that I'm really excited about. There's a lot of discussion right now around the legalization and decriminalization of marijuana and where the money should go. Do I have to say anything more? Okay. We need to make sure in this conversation about decriminalization and how the funding should return back to communities that were most negatively impacted by those unjust laws, come back to our cultural institutions, our arts community that knows a little something about marijuana and the cannabis industry. We should finally be able to benefit from this industry that, whether we like it or not, this industry is coming. So instead of fighting about should it happen, shouldn't it happen, we need to propel our voices forward to make sure that our communities and that the arts community is directly linked and tied to this industry coming to New York City. Now, finally, the other thing is I'm a brand new mom, if you will. My son is now 19 months old, so I'm trying to do this crazy work, mom, balance, city council, majority leader, all that. So that means I won't be able to stay for the whole program. But I wanted to be here tonight because this is such an important organization and wanted to let you know about all the work that we are doing in the City Council. It is so great for me to see so many friends that I have grown up in this industry with. I applaud you all. Help and support is on the way. We're going to keep fighting. We want to see more of you at City Hall. We want to see more of you in Albany. We need to see more of this discussion on social media. We really need to propel these ideas and catapult them forward in the most creative of ways that we only can do. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Charlotte, for all your incredible work. Thank you, Tony, and the entire board. I love you all. Continue to be great.
Well, thank you, Lori. Really amazing, amazing work you've done with the City Council, and we love you, honestly. So I just also want to recognize that we're joined by Joseph Grant from another City Council member, Councilmember Carnegie, who is an incredible supporter of arts and culture in our neighborhoods and in Brooklyn. Thank you for being here, Joseph. Yes. I am so lucky to work with an incredible team at Brooklyn Arts Council. Their expertise and steadfast dedication guides hundreds of artists through application processes, trainings, workshops, and more to get you to this moment. And that's a year-round endeavor for us. Please give a warm welcome to Bach's Director of Education, Phil Alexander, to recognize the artists receiving Su Casa grants tonight.
Good evening. Like Charlotte, I think we work with a really amazing and dynamic team, and I want to acknowledge my arts and education team, starting with the coordinators. You met Marissa getting your name tag, and Janice was one of the ushers back there waving. And our arts and ed manager is Wema Rahavpala, who really is the heart and soul of the Sukasa program. And if you see Marissa later, you can wish her a happy birthday. Today is her birthday. So we in the Arts and Ed Department are really proud to be part of the Sukasa program. Those of you who may not know about this is actually a citywide program where artists work in senior centers, and in Brooklyn it's 32 centers. And this program is actually the largest creative aging program of its kind in the nation. So we're really proud that we can be part of that program. And the reason it's that side is because of dedicated people like Lori Cumbo at our council who make sure that it gets funded year after year after year. And that also our colleagues at the Department of Cultural Affairs and DFTA, Department for the Aging, are also coordinating with that. So we appreciate their help and their support, and that we get to work with so many amazing artists. Now, this program has generated a lot of momentum over the years. This year, we had a record number of applicants. For 32 locations, we had 110 applicants. So it was a very high pool. Yes, go ahead. And as you'll see in the program, that the variety of the artistry and the disciplines represented is a tremendous testament to all the creativity that's happening out there in Brooklyn. So as I read the names of the recipients, if you're present here tonight, I'm going to invite you to stand and be recognized. I'm going to ask the audience to hold your applause to the end so that we can recognize all these amazing artists at the very end. So. We have Alexandra Schmidt, Andrew Drury, Benjamin Weber, Bundit Funsambalert, Conchetta Abate, Danielle Brown, Dylan Marchese, Elena Frolova, Glenda Cadigan, Sol Carouse, Ian Donald, Jamie Boyle, Gia Jin Lin, John Leonim, Lacey Chisholm, Lisa Lincoln, Elizabeth Buckley, Mariana Hinestrosa, Marina Salander, Marissa Metallica, Neil Telesford, Persephone DaCosta, Rachel Garbus, Ranji McNeil, Renata Townsend, Renee Manning, Robin Beatty, Rusty Zimmerman, Stephanie Costello, Susan Fleminger, Trevor Bachman, and Nancy Cecil. Congratulations, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, Phil. We're so grateful to hold our annual celebration here at Borough Hall, and even more grateful to call Eric Adams our Borough President. Bach has partnered with the Borough President's Office and NYC & Company Foundation for 5 years to distribute the Destination Brooklyn grants. These mini grants provide much needed marketing and promotional support to 15 locally based arts organizations throughout Brooklyn, helping to drive cultural tourism across our borough. And now I'd like to introduce Bach's Director of Programs and Strategy, Ioka Wiles-Abel. Ioka and her colleague, Erin Carr, sitting right over here, have put countless hours into preparing for this day for all of us. So a huge round of applause to both of them.
Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you all for joining us this evening. I am very delighted to be here with you all to serve as Director of Programs and Strategy for the Brooklyn Arts Council. When I was thinking about my remarks today, I thought about one word, and that was gratitude. So today I'm filled with gratitude. I'm so very, very grateful and honored to be in the space with this amazing, dynamic artists and arts organizations today. I want to also thank our funders who consistently work very hard to help the arts councils push and support the work on the ground in the boroughs of New York City and the counties of New York State. New York City Department of Cultural Affairs for increased funding again and again. New York State Council on the Arts for funding and opportunities to re-energize our work through thoughtful planning and strategy. NYC & Co. and the Office of Borough President of Brooklyn and One Brooklyn Fund for important and vital marketing funds, which are very often very hard to secure for small organizations. I also want to thank the panelists who are the ones who really make the decisions. We had 14 panels over the course of from November 15th to December 15th, which is a very grueling and important process. 8 hours in a room all day to deliberate and to make the decision. So I thank you for your energy. I thank you for your diligence and allowing us this year, especially to really push your buttons. Some of you here are panelists around bias, diversity, equity, and access, so that we ensure that we have a process that represents the core values of what radical grant making can be. So for the panelists, I want to give a round of applause. Thank you. It's not an easy job, and I really try to push and I encourage them to really think and be thoughtful about how we select grantees, because it is in their hands and it's an important work. To the artists, you really represent today very precious and often what we take for granted, which is courage, perseverance, risk-taking, and creativity. And for some, it's the emergence of that creativity. You're at the beginning of your process. And for some others, it's that continual refining and emergence and redeveloping and maturity of that work. So for at any stage that you're at with your work, we thank you for that. We're grateful for your bravery, your vulnerability, and your willingness. I heard a speaker speak yesterday, and she said that, Dr. Brene Brown, I shared this with a colleague, she said that vulnerability is the birthplace for innovation, creativity, and strategy. And that's what artists do. You're vulnerable, you put your art, you put your work, your thoughts, your innermost feelings into your work. So we thank you, because what you do and being in that vulnerable place, in that place of really opening yourself and being brave and having the courageous energy to expose yourself, you contribute to social change in this country. You contribute to social change in this borough. You contribute to social change in your communities and within your individual selves. So we thank you. So today, I am really honored and to support our 203 2019 grantees, 203. So 2 years ago, we had 125. And so that is a significant increase in grantees. So as I read the names, I'm going to ask you to stand, and I'm going to read them really quickly. And I'm going to ask you all to hold your applause to the end, but it's really important that they're acknowledged and that you speak their names out loud, because it gives energy to them and to the work. Abundance Academy of the Arts, Charisma J, Ilushi Mystery, Afro-Latina Project, Alexis Lambrou, Jasmine Chang, Trellis, Alexis Powell, Hearsay and Hyperbole, Ali Olson, Alternative Synergy, The Company, Amanda Gutierrez, Wallace Johnson, Annabella Lenzu, Angela Morris, Angeli Raspberry, Anna Riley, Anne LaFawn, Antonia Ramos, Apache Journal, Arab American Family Support Center, Art and Resistance Through Education, Artichoke Dance Company, Arts Gowanus, Barbara Campsey, Belinda McGuire Dance Projects, Black Girls Sew, Brighton Ballet Theater Company, Brooke Singer, Brooklyn Heights Music Society, Brooklyn Raga Massive, Brooklyn Studios for Dance, Brooklyn Youth Company, Building Beats, Abundant Fundisum Battler, Calvin Burton, Ivan Contreras, Carmen's
Caceres, Carolyn Falvey, Carolyn Butts, Catherine Seymour, Chamber Queer, Cherise Holder, Cheryl the Gourd Lady Thomas, Chief Awo Salami Sekou Alaje, Christina Massey, Clara Santa Maria, Claribel Ruiz, Coalition to Preserve Reggae Music, Concerts on the Slope, Continuum Culture and Arts, Cora Dance, Covenant Ballet Theater of Brooklyn, Center for Performance Research, Create Art, Crossfire Steel Orchestra, Curatorial Program for Research, Cynthia Chapman, Dance Caribbean Collective, Danielle Brown, Danielle Wool, Danny Dakari and AJ Kelly of the Art Hub, Darkness Rising, a mental health awareness project, Dawn Frazier, Deneen Reynolds Nolt, Dither, Doro Dance Ensemble, Dreammaker, Dream Doer, Dream Supporter, Earl McIntyre, Educated Little Monsters, Elijah Soto, Ensemble Eclipse, Yvonne Von Sweech, Falconworks Theater Company, Fami Asoto, Femscapes Magazine, 5 Miles, Fulton Art Fair, Gary Glazner, Golnar Aldi, Grace Corral of Brooklyn, Grow House, New York, Heather Faulkner, Heather Maria Axis, Hadimi Takadi, Hive Wild, Honest Accomplice Theater, Aviva Olnick, Jalopy Theater, Jan Bell, Jennifer Hartley, Jennifer Wade, Jonathan Sparks, J.P. Howard, Juan Pablo Siles, Julia Barry, Kate Ladenham and Celia Lynn Jacobs, The People Movers, Catherine Tukey, Catherine Soubey, Katie Bell, Katia Gorchowski, Kelly Todd, Crystal Curtis, Lena Marilyn, Laura Lassie Townsend, Layla Amatullah Barayan, Litmus Press, Loading Dock Theater, Maddie Rosenberg Central Booking, Mara Meyer, Marcia Wilson, Mark Blaine, Mercat Media Collective, Megumi Sarushi, Melanie Green, Melinda Gonzalez, Meredith McNeil, Mia Drake Brent and Dane Brent Lubard, Michelle Beck, Microscope Gallery Event Series, Monica Hudkin, Museum Hugh, My Angel, My Hero, Nachmo, NARS, Nia Witherspoon, Nikki Miller, Nico Briscoe, NYC Radio Live, Octavia Project, Off the Project, Olivia Harris, Organism for Poetic Research, Oye Group, Parachute Literary Arts, Paris Alexandra and Kelsey Van Art, Persephone DaCosta, PGL Arts, Q Morrow and Stephen Gareb Duo, Race and Revolution, Radio Free Brooklyn, Raphael McGregor and John Ickley, Raquel Acevedo Klein, Rebecca Bird, Ray G. So, Ricardo St. Louis, Roberto Pavetta, Rooted Theater Company, Ryan Canero, Salute to Youth and the Brooklyn Chapter of Links, Samia Theater, Sarah Sharp, Sean Donovan, Shepherdess Duo, Shout House, Sister Sylvester, Smoke and Mirrors Collaborative, Steps Theater and Production Company, Stuart Myers, Sunita Prasad, Superhero Clubhouse, the Art of Brooklyn Film Festival, the Brooklyn Contemporary Chorus, the Creators Collective, the Exponential Festival, the Concave Dance Theater for Social Change, the Lumino Theater, the Million Underscores, Regina Opera Company, the Slap Collective, Thea Little, Theater 2020, Theater to the People, Tiffany Jayon Shin, Tiger Strike Asteroid, Tyshawn Henry, United Community Centers, Veronica Agard, Vertical Player Theater Repertory, Victor Silson, Victoria Croker, Wallace Johnson, Wendy Subway, What Will the Neighbors Say, White Wave, Young Soo Kim Dance Company, Woven Spaces, Yassine Boularis, Young Kong Asian American Artists Alliance, and Yasmin Mystery. Woo! Everyone, please give them a round of applause. Please stand. Our 2019 grantees. Thank you. We acknowledge you. We support you. We appreciate you. And so, tonight we have the pleasures at the end of the program. Whew, I need a breath. So next year, if it increases by 100 more, I will not say everyone's name. I will ask you all to rise. We will clap, and then we will sit down. But tonight we have the pleasure of experiencing the work of Chief Ayanda Clark, who was a 2018 grantee of the Fadar Group. He is a Grammy Award-winning musician and a dedicated arts educator straight out of Brooklyn. So without further ado, Chief Ayanda Clark of the Fadar Group.
Good evening. Boo. Good evening. So we're here to celebrate. We're going to be playing some music called Pan Logo. Pan Logo hails from Ghana, West Africa. And we're going to put a little bit of a spin on it. We are going to be singing in Yoruba. So we're going to be doing an African fusion, a West African fusion, including lyrics from our traditions in Oshogbo, Nigeria, including music from our traditions in Ghana, and spirit from Brooklyn. Music that you're supposed to sit down and listen to. This is a music that's supposed to make you move. So if you're inspired to move, then move. If you're inspired to dance, then dance. If you're inspired to bring negative energy, then leave. All right.
Hey, yeah.
So this next song that we're going to sing is asking all of you to bring your spirit, bring your energy, bring your gifts, bring your talent.
Ashe.
Congratulations to all of the recipients of the funding this year. Bring your spirit.
Ashe.
Everybody, everybody, bring your calabash. Bring your calabash. Mofia moko chenyaba. Woya woya no coco.
Everybody, everybody, bring your calabash. Bring your calabash. Mofia moko chenyaba. Woya woya no coco.
Everybody, everybody, bring your calabash. Bring your calabash. Mofia moko chenyaba. Woya woya no coco.
Everybody, everybody, bring your calabash. Bring your calabash. Mofia moko chenyaba. Woya woya no coco.
Woya woya no coco.
Woya no coco.
Woya woya no coco.
Woya woya no coco. Woya woya no coco. Woya woya no coco. Chenyaba, woya woya no coco.
Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you so much, Chief Ayanda Clark of the Farad and the Fedara Group. Thank you. Thank you for bringing so much joy and love and spirit into this room. We're getting close to the end of the ceremony, trust me. So at tonight's reception, everyone will enjoy music from DJ Synchro, one of the talented participants of our grantee organization, Building Beats. Building Beats has led thousands of in-school and after-school workshops in DJing and digital music production, activating students' passion for music as a pathway to build entrepreneurial skills. Alberto Lugo, also known as DJ Synchro, is a high school junior who's been DJing for about 4 years, and tonight he'll be playing hip-hop, pop, and electronic tracks during our reception. Alberto, are you in the room? He may be downstairs getting ready. Say hello. So, as many of you have heard me say before, this is my favorite day of the year. Because this is the day where we celebrate artists. Thank you. And I also want to thank the amazing staff of Brooklyn Arts Council. This cannot happen without them. They are, some of them, incredible artists themselves and arts professionals and individuals whose lives are dedicated to this work. And so I thank them so very much. Okay, a final few thanks now. To all of our supporters, once again, our host, Borough President Eric Adams, and the entire staff here at Brooklyn Borough Hall, and a special shout out to Candace Julian and to Sandra Chapman for their work with us, and to Lori Lewis and to Gilda as well. And our friends at Brooklyn Liquors, Damascus Bakeries, Q Mixers, Rocco's Tacos, Trader Joe's, and Yasso Tang Bao. So now you know what's in store for you downtown. Okay. Finally, thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. We truly admire and appreciate you and the work you do in bringing art to our communities. You help to ensure the vibrancy of Brooklyn's cultural diversity, and we're thrilled to see your creative projects unfold in the coming year. So be sure to keep us apprised of what you're doing. We want to share the information. We want to come to your events. And thank you so much and congratulations to everyone. Let's go downstairs and have a party.